Whoa, whoa. Did you just feel what I just felt? Yes, that was a shift in the real estate market. But it doesn't mean that the sky is falling down. In this week's video, I'm gonna talk to you about the current market shift that we're experiencing and let you know what that means for you as a home buyer and for you as a home seller. So stick around. Hey everyone, my name is Danae Hewitt and I am your go-to DFW Realtor with Brico Realty Services. On my channel, I talk to you about all the things real estate. I've been going through a couple of cities to show you what you can get for your money. And then I also talk to you about real estate content, what things mean, how to decipher this, things like that. So if that interests you, then definitely like this video, subscribe to my channel, and you will be notified of all the videos that I put out on a weekly basis. So let's get into this week's topic. The real estate market shift. We are still in a seller's market, and that is not changing. But let's talk about what the last 18 to 24 months, what we've been seeing in that market to help us better understand what we're experiencing right now and what we're predicted to see moving forward. So in the last 18 to 24 months, we are seeing very few homes hit the market, and I'll talk about those stats actually in a couple of minutes. So we do not have a lot of inventory on the market in the last 18 to 24 months, and we are experiencing really low mortgage interest rates for buyers. So that got a lot of buyers going, oh my gosh, my 30-year fixed mortgage can be at 3% or lower. Yes, let's go find a house. And with very few sellers selling their houses, it just created this perfect storm of this seller's market in which sellers were seeing so many offers on their property, and they were seeing their homes sell for over list price, and they were seeing the buyers just in competition to get their offer accepted. The types of offers that at least I can show you that my seller clients were experiencing, and then of course hearing from other agents in the market, is buyers were paying well over list price for the house. They were also waiving any appraisal done on the house. And if you don't know what an appraisal waiver is, I will link that video. You can watch that to figure out exactly what that is. But then also buyers' offers were very competitive in that it's not just the offer price, it's the other things that also have an impact on the seller's bottom dollar. Like who is gonna pay for the title policy transfer? Who's gonna pay for the HOA transfer? Who's gonna pay for the survey if the home needs a new survey? Buyers were not asking for home warranties, things like that. All of those things cost money. And if the seller really cares about how much they're gonna net at the end of the sale, then yeah, if the buyer's gonna pay for these things, then sure, that gives me more money, I might go with that offer. I could go on about some of the other tips and tricks and things that buyers agents and their buyers were offering to the sellers just to get their offer accepted. I mean, one of them was actually paying for movers and for pizza on the day that the sellers were moving out of the house. Now that is something that a seller is probably not going to forget, but buyers and their agents really had to be creative in order to make their offer stand out, to get their offer accepted, because with the limited inventory, they didn't know when a home like this was gonna hit the market. And to take advantage of these low interest rates, buyers had to be competitive, and they had to put in their offers right away, and they had to put their best foot forward. There was no countering of any offers, because if I'm a seller and I've gotten 10 offers, most likely one of them is gonna be pretty darn good and I don't need to counter it. So buyers had to put their best foot forward right away. The time on the market was also like, crazy fast. A home would hit the market and guarantee you it received offers that day, and by the weekend, let's say, if you've listed the house on Thursday, that home would have received multiple offers and the sellers had already made a decision, and boom, it is off the market. So typically what I like to do is list a house on a Thursday, and maybe I would do an open house, maybe not. I mean, a lot of open houses didn't happen. You didn't need to do an open house in order to sell it because agents knew to check the MLS, especially on that Thursday, and they needed to have their showing scheduled and they needed to get out there because they knew it would be off the market in a matter of days. Also, in the last 18 to 24 months, sellers didn't need to have the most perfect house on the market. As a listing agent, I would come in and let them know things that they should do before they listed the house and things that they shouldn't do before they listed the house, because no matter what, the home was going to sell. But what I would still tell clients is you still want to put your best foot forward because, okay, we know that you're going to get multiple offers, but we also don't want to exclude any potential offers. Buyers, they wanted to take advantage of those interest rates, but they still could be a little picky. They still could be like, well, you know, I'm seeing this with the house and this with the house. Gosh, what am I not seeing? Maybe I don't want to put an offer in on this house. So sellers still need to put forth a good effort when they were selling the house, but they didn't have to repaint. They didn't have to replace any flooring, most likely. I mean, if it was fine, let's put it on the market and someone's gonna buy it. All right, so all of that stuff is what was happening in the last 18 to 24 months. Let's talk about the shift that we are experiencing right now and why we're in this shift. Well, mortgage interest rates. Interest rates in the last 18 to 24 months, I mean, I saw some interest rates at 2.5%, even lower, which is bananas, how historically low those rates are. Well, in the first quarter of this year, rates hit 5% on an average 30-year fixed. I mean, whoa, that is a big jump from the 2s and the 3s in the last 18 to 24 months. Now to be at 5%, and it is slowly going up. I mean, I'm thinking we're gonna be in the 6s by the end of the year. Mark my words, we're gonna be in the 6s, unfortunately. But don't worry, the sky is not falling. It does not mean that interest rates are gonna go back up into the teens like they were in the 80s. Interest rates were actually in the 5s, the 4 to 5s, right before the pandemic hit. So we're going back to where they were, but they're also going up just a little bit more. But if we look at what the rates were over the last 30 years, we are nowhere near the highs of where they were. Absolutely not. So no need to panic. Interest rates are not terrible. They're just where they were pre-pandemic. The last 18 to 24 months was like a gift, and a lot of people were able to take advantage of it, both in buying a home and refinancing on their mortgage. So what does this mean for buyers right now in our market? This means that you really have to make sure that you are leaning heavily on your mortgage lender and your real estate agent, because rates are now at 5 and they are steadily going up. So you want to make sure that you are shopping in the home price that you can afford. The beginning of the year, maybe the rates were at the high 3s, 4s. Well, now they're a little over 5. I mean, that's a $300 to $500 difference on a monthly basis. So that means you really need to make sure that you're talking to your real estate agent. And if this is your max up here at 500, let's say, but now your mortgage may be another $400 or $500 more a month, you may need to be shopping down in the $450, $425 range so that you're still comfortable spending that amount of money. Now here in DFW, a $425 house and a $500,000 house, I mean, there's a difference. There absolutely is a difference. So you need to probably reset your expectations on the house that you want to buy. I mean, maybe it's not your dream house, maybe it's not your forever house, but it still is going to be the right house right now for you and your family. So that's what I'm telling my buyer clients right now is let's set some realistic expectations, because your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, all of that is going to be a little bit more on a monthly basis. So let's adjust the home price that you're looking at right now. So the higher mortgage interest rates also means that there is less competition for buyers. Homes are not seeing as many offers right now. Are they still getting multiple offers? Absolutely. But they're just not getting 20, 30, 40, 50 offers on a property. They're probably, they're getting 10 or less. I say that in general because that's what I've been experiencing the last couple listings that I have had. It's less competition, but there still is competition. So buyers still need to put in competitive offers. I'm also seeing that days on market is a little bit longer right now than where we were in the last 18 to 24 months. Now, just because a home is sitting for like 5 more days on the market, it doesn't mean that the house is a catastrophe and it's going to be a terrible house that you're going to see. No, it just means that it's not flying off the market as quickly. 10 days on market is still really, really short. But compared to the last 18 to 24 months, 10 days on market is like, well, geez, what's wrong with that house? Because they were getting offers, again, within hours of the home hitting the market. Like I said, you've got to put your best foot forward and you still need to do it right away because agents are still asking, is there a deadline in place? Have you received multiple offers yet? Because we're still expecting it, but it's just taking a little bit longer before that home to officially be under contract. Now buyers, this is also for you. Inventory is slightly picking up. I went into our MLS and I compared the number of homes for sale in May of 2020, May of 2021, and May of 2022. And our MLS actually covers 58 counties here in Texas, and there's a couple in Louisiana it covers too. So 58 counties total. Let me give you those stats. In May of 2020, the number of homes for sale was 37,977. In May of 2021, that number dramatically decreased to only 13,910. But things are looking up. In May of 22, there were 16,763 homes for sale. There were 37,000 homes for sale in May of 2020. And then a year later, that number, was cut by more than half. But now in this year, we're experiencing a little bit more inventory on the market. So that's good for the people that want to purchase a home right now because there are more homes for sale that we're seeing. And again, this is just my MLS, these 58 counties. I can't talk about nationwide or anything like that. So definitely talk to your local realtor to see what those stats are in your market. All right, now this part of the video is going to be focusing on my home sellers. So we are experiencing a shift, but what does that mean for you? Again, the sky is not falling. We are not going to be in a housing crash or anything like that. There are still buyers out there that are looking to buy a house. And the price of your house is also not going to go down. No one is predicting that home prices are suddenly going to plummet and they're going to be cheaper than they were before the pandemic. Because you also have to realize that home appraisers are out there doing the best that they can to make sure that they are giving the correct value for that home when it is under contract. Let me show you some stats. I pulled the average home sale price in my MLS, which is again 58 counties, so you can see what the average home price was in May of 2020, May of 21, and May of 2022. The average home sale price in May of 2020 was $311,510. In May of 21, the average home sales price was $412,683. And in May of 2022, the average home sale price was $492,383. So there was a $100,000 increase in 1 year. Woo! That home prices were just like rapidly rising. Boom, 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 boom. It was so crazy fast, like your head was spinning. Woo. But in the last year, home prices, I'm going to say only, but they only went up $80,000. And again, that is nothing to sneeze at. But from the year before, it was a $100,000 increase and then an $80,000 increase. But in the matter of 2 years, the average home sales price went up by $180,000. Congratulations, homeowners. That is an incredible stat to have in your back pocket. And home prices are still predicted to go up this year. They're just not going to go up as rapidly as they have over the last couple of years. So I will be so curious to check the stats of May of 23 and see what the average sales price is in my MLS. So, I mean, hold your breath and we'll see what happens in a year. So home sellers, what can you anticipate for your home when you put it on the market this year? You definitely want to make sure that you are listing your house right at market value. You don't want to think it's a seller's market, I'm going to get whatever price I want, because you may not. You want to price it right at market value, and you want to have any buyers and that competition to potentially raise the price up. That is the best plan, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to list it for the high end of your area, but your home is not as big or doesn't have as many amenities on it. And then days on market add up. Then you may have to do a price decrease, because in this market, a price decrease, people are going, why did that home price go down? Why are they lowering their price? What's wrong with that house? People are still thinking that because we are still in a seller's market. You and your agent still have to be very strategic on how you price the house. It still needs to be presented well. Make it look fantastic so that the buyers that do come in want to put an offer in on your house. Not as many buyers are going to be walking through your house because, again, mortgage interest rates. Price that you listed your house for may not be in a buyer's price point. So they've got to lower what they're looking for. So a stat that your agent can pull that I actually love pulling for my seller clients is, on average, how much over list price homes are selling for. What is that percentage? So find out what that stat is so you can get a realistic idea of potentially what buyers are doing out there in the market right now and for what you may see when you put your home on the market. I predict that we are going to stay in a seller's market certainly through the end of this year, if not even into 2023. The shift that we're experiencing is not a slam on your brakes and no buyers are out there, home prices are going down. Absolutely not. That is not what we're seeing right now. There are still home buyers out there. Mortgage rates are going up. There are still more homes that are hitting the market, which is all good. So the shift that we're experiencing is slow, but it is definitely happening. Sellers can still anticipate selling their home for at or above list price, and it'll sell within the first couple of weeks of hitting the market. And buyers, you can also still anticipate to be putting in competitive offers that is going to get your offer to stand out in comparison to the other buyers that are also putting an offer in on that house. This was a lot of information to give to you guys in the middle of 2022, and I want to know, do you agree with me? This should be very interesting. So put your opinions in the comments below, and I would love to chat with you guys and want to know what your take is on the market. And if you're planning to relocate here to DFW, or you need an agent here and you're local here and you don't have an agent to help you, I would love to be that agent for you. So definitely give me a call, shoot me a DM on Instagram or on Facebook, or send me an email, and I would love to help you out. In the meantime, check out that video right there. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you next week.